Greensboro features some of the best food from all over the world. And the Greensboro History Museum has an event coming up featuring the food, the people, and the stories behind all of it at an event called Culture and Cuisine, Africa and the Middle East. Inside the office building at 114 North Elm Street in downtown Greensboro, you'll find Zaytoon Mediterranean Grill. You'll come for the food. It's fresh, it's clean, it's organic, it's local, and you'll stay for the stories behind the food.
So I grew up in the Holy Land, so we are family oriented, meal is very important to us, So we gather and everybody around the table and we centered and we eat together and we chat and we lived in a very sustainable community and everything comes from within very small distance, everything local and everything is delicious. Since I'm health coach and I'm really health oriented about a lot of things, I try my best really to use the best ingredient to feed my customers because that's how I eat and I want my customer to eat healthy. So we focus on food as medicine in general. Our restaurant started in 2000 actually. I came to America in 1989 to finish my master. But for some reason we couldn't go back and I finished my master, but we stayed here. I had 3 children, so I have to do something and I never knew how to cook really. I went to college in Jordan University, finished my 4-year college and how I lived college life and all of these kind of things. Went to Kuwait. I taught in Kuwait for many, many years, came in 1989, so we started going to the farmer market. There, the seeds of Zaytoon started. And then I become very health-oriented. I went to Duke, I finished my health coaching, and we started the restaurant. Well, Zaytoon means in Arabic, olives, and it's kind of universal language. We chose that because in Spanish, as Zaytoon, and Hebrew, Zaytim, Arabic, Zaytoon, so it's kind of everybody will understand it, so it's olives. Jaddara, which is rice and lentil pilaf with caramelized onion, is really very famous. We've been doing it, I'm telling you, for almost 20 years. And people like it. First of all, it's vegetarian, vegan, it's kind of universal. For people who want it to be vegetarian, it will be served with tzatziki. If it is vegan, with no tzatziki. It's been in our culture I grew up eating it, and it's delicious, it's good, we like it. We eat it either with plain yogurt or with cucumber, which is the tzatziki. We eat it with the cucumber and dill and all of these kind of things, or with salad, fine chopped salad. Again, everything we used to eat local, sustainable. So it's very famous back home and famous here, and people like it. The soup is called carrot lentil. It's one of the dishes we serve it here as Zaytoon. We use in our culture a lot of lentils because we grow it locally and people use it. So this carrot lentil soup, they used to do it traditionally from the rainwater. So rainwater, it's for some reason, it has different flavor. Specifically, they've done it this way. The molds, those we use them for ma'moul, and ma'moul it has really very unique story because we use those molds around the celebration of after as a Palestinian, we have Muslim and Christian. So Muslim, they fast Ramadan and they celebrate, after they break Ramadan, the Eid al-Fitr. So in that tradition, we use, the ma'moul, and it's a dough. We make it and we mold it with those molds. And the Christian in Easter, the same thing they do. So it's very, around that time of the celebration, traditionally long time ago because it's a small communities, not very big and not many cars and stuff like this. So you were sitting in somewhere in your neighborhood, where in your house, and all the neighbors they gather and they do, the mamul, and all you hear is just like those malls, it's just like tick, tick, tick. They just like, it's a very beautiful memory. Those malls, very specific, and it's really very unique. I look at food as food is very spiritual also. If you put love into food and you serve it people like it. Feel it. So it's, we use pure ingredient, and people, for many years they've been eating it and sensing it. So I take pride about our philosophy and about our cooking and all of this kind of things, people sense and use and like. So we've been doing it for almost 20 years now.
Flavor and fun go hand in hand at the Rockin' Moroccan food truck. The couple behind this innovative concept wanted to bring the flavors of Morocco right here to Greensboro. They've done it. You can find them at rockinmoroccan.com. And if you see the truck on the road, it's time for a pit stop.
Actually, I came from a big family of 8 children. We are 10 of us at the house. So we always have cooking, my mom cooking in a small kitchen, and you would not believe what that comes from that kitchen. We grew up with different culture, like in there, for my mom and my grandpa. And most of the time we grew up like cooking Moroccan. I left home when I was 17. I went to Europe and I learned more actually in there. And I've been in Holland, I've been in Italy, and I took from a little bit from every culture I've been. When I came in here, I came actually as a vacation. When I met my handsome husband, he is a foodie. He loves to eat. Let me tell you this. So he was the easy person to try everything I want on him. I cooked Italian, I cooked Moroccan, I cooked Asian, whatever you like, I would love to do it. But Moroccan is my background, it's my homeland.
So the concept for Rockin' Moroccan was authentic Moroccan. So we have our, we want to do something no one had, like you said, lamb shanks, saffron chicken. We bring our spices in from Morocco, keftas, whatnot. But then what we did was, we also want to play on a fusion, stuff that everyone knows, everyone's familiar with. So she put her own twist on it from all her experience. And that's why you have authentic Moroccan food, then you have our play on other food. But at the end of the day, the base
is all
Moroccan.
It has my twist, yes, it has Moroccan. Even like, let's say we serve burgers, we serve cheesesteaks, and those, they have Moroccan twists on those.
Yes.
So it's something new for everybody, and everybody loves to try everything new. Oh, all of them, they're good. So I'm like spoiled in there. The lamb shank, it looks like most people, they love it.
But yours,
what's
your favorite one?
Mine?
Yeah, your favorite one, my love.
I'm a foodie too, so. The everything platter, because it has a little bit of everything, let's say that. So that it'll take you from a little bit from everything. Lamb shank is our most seller. Saffron platter it is as well, but everything, most people, they love it because they can try a little bit from everything as well. Let me tell you, he came up with the name, okay? Well, he loves rapping and he loves rhyming, and we were like, Moroccan. He goes, we're gonna rock it. And he goes like, Rockin' Moroccan. And he was like, oh my God.
She's amazing. I'm like, she's rocking everything she does. I'm like this, and I want a name we want a name that's gonna be catchy, something that people are gonna remember.
And we had it, like, we have people, they're like honking and ask, this is catchy name. And it just sticks with you. Rockin' Moroccan, it just sticks with you. Most people, they ask us what it's like, because it's something new to everybody. So what is it like close to? What is it? So we always say it's a little bit like a Greek, but it's nothing like it. It's nothing spicy, but it's full of rich.
Flavor. Yeah.
And when people they're not sure, they take, like I said, like something, the everything platter.
Sampler, yeah.
Yeah, and when they try it, then they know what it is. And it just makes me feel that I'm doing something right. And we love our customers. I love you guys. I love all of you guys.
Oh, absolutely.
You might guess by the name that when you visit Jerusalem Market on Elm Street in downtown Greensboro, you're going to enjoy delicious Middle Eastern food. But you might not know from the name is that you'll be treated like family.
So our father started Jerusalem Market, the grocery store, the deli, in 1989. And frankly, as soon as I could reach the counter, I was helping Dad, just doing what I could, whether it be running the register or just stocking shelves. But, you know, we always observed them cooking because my dad loves to cook and my mom loved to cook too. So growing up, we were always around a lot of the food and exposed to the recipes. And we weren't necessarily like right there helping, but you got to watch and see what goes in everything. And you learn by, you know, osmosis. You learn by just picking it up. So that was always, you know, it wasn't really asked of us, but we wanted to help in the store. And it really got us going, and really just that's what got us started with the love of the food and the love of the food, like the culture through the food. Growing up, you know, meals were important. We always ate together as a family. Always made it a point on Sundays because my dad worked nights a lot of times running the original store, working night and day. So a lot of times, you know, during the week, we'd just be eating with Mom and eating with Dad, and always on Sunday. It was like you had to be there for Sunday dinner. But it was, mealtime always meant just basically sharing your day and sharing some, you know, some food. We made it a point to sit at the table, and you know, when you're younger, you don't always appreciate that, but it's really awesome, and I'm glad that we were kind of forced in a good way to do that. But yeah, cooking was always important in our family. A lot of us, you know, a lot of my family likes to cook and would always bring food over. A lot of times we had aunts and uncles that lived close proximity. If they made a dish that they had extra of, they'd always bring some to share. And that's always like part of the community too, just sharing the food and sharing, you know, if you got it, you share it, and that's what's cool. So just working with our dad all those years, you know, we always had a limited kind of menu at the deli there. And it was something we wanted to expand on because there's so many recipes like the one I shared with you earlier called mashi, kusa mashi, which means stuffed squash. It's, you know, yellow squash, like a spring squash, hollowed out and stuffed with a meat and rice, like ground lamb and beef mixed with just basically white long grain rice, cooked with spices, and then you stuff the squash in there. And you can cook it in like a light tomato sauce or even a yogurt sauce. And you just eat it like that, get a few squash on your plate with the sauce, and you get that way you get the sauce when you cut it open on the rice. And you can even, you know, if the season is right, have really small grapevine leaves that you blanch really quick and then put that same meat and rice mixture into and roll them. And that was a really special thing because you didn't have those all the time. And that was something like almost never made it to the table because everyone would end up munching them as the other food is being ready. Like the stuffed grape leaves were sitting there and everyone just, you know, kind of squirreling them away. So yeah, that's my personal like favorite thing growing up, and still really to this day actually. Another favorite dish growing up, it was something very special called msaken. It's a Palestinian roasted whole chicken, or even use Cornish game hen if you want to be really fancy. But it's served with a highly reduced mixture of sumac. Sumac is a lemony, tangy, purple-colored spice. Sumac and onions sautéed down till the onions are super caramelized and, you know, nice and creamy. So you take some fresh pita bread, or my dad's oldest sister would make a very special bread that she cooked on rocks, like stones. So it would have an awesome cratery texture, and she makes a nice big loaf of that fresh bread. And then after you roast the chicken, you put the sumac onions on top of the bread and the chicken on top of that, and then finish in the oven for 5-10 more minutes. And it comes out and it's served family style, so it's intended, everyone just kind of you know, back home you eat with your hands, and this is definitely one of those dishes. It's best served that way, where everyone just kind of tears into it. You dip you tear the chicken off, you dip the chicken into the onions, and you get the bread, and just eat bites of it like that. It's really intensely flavored and just awesome, just clean, crisp flavors, and it's something that always reminds me, because my aunt's bread is super special, and it's good with the pita bread, but that was always taking it to another level, you know. So yeah, when people enjoy the food and really appreciate where it comes from, and you know, if my grandmother's recipes, you're eating the same thing like we used to eat, it really opens, you know, it really touches our heart, because it's really, that's kind of the deepest, especially in our culture, it's the most genuine way to show gratitude, is to feed somebody and to share something that you prepared for yourself with them. And the fact that our guests can appreciate that on the same level is really awesome. It feels like we're almost feeding you in our house, in our home, and that's one thing we really like to focus on here, is keeping that personal touch and being able to interact with our guests and really see how much they appreciate and enjoy it, because it makes it rewarding to bust your butt and work hard here if people appreciate it on that level.